Alright guys, so this is going to be another comic review, and this is another book that came from my good friend, Chris, aka the Mount Vernon Kid. And Chris sent me a book that I've been very curious to read, and it's one that I think has turned some heads here and there, but I think you'll understand in a moment. So this is Punisher, King of Killers by Jason Aaron. This is the new run of Punisher. Jason Aaron, this is not his first time doing Punisher. He had done a Punisher Max stint for a bit. And yes, this is the comic where Punisher becomes leader of the Hand. And I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, that's so stupid! Like, why is he the leader of the Hand? That makes no goddamn sense. They've made Punisher woke." I'm like, first off, this is very not woke. I will assure you that. Secondly, this isn't the first time. Also, the Punisher. If you've actually read comics, then you know that Punisher's been through some shit. And here's something else about mainstream comics. They kind of always reset. They always kind of go back to a status quo at some times. And Punisher seems to go through a lot of stuff and gets reset a lot. Like, this is not even like Crack's top 5 weirdest shit done to the Punisher. Did y'all forget the time he became Frankenstein? Yeah, he got cut up by Daken, Wolverine's son, and became like a Frankenstein monster, Frankencastle, which actually was kind of fun. I actually read a bit of it, and I was like, this is actually kind of fun. What the fuck was I thinking? Because I was initially like, this is dumb. This isn't the Punisher. But then I reread it, and I'm like, God damn, was I dumb back then. This is actually kind of fun. Anyway, Punisher has also been a servant of heaven hunting down demons. That was dumb. That was stupid. That was not even like dumb fun like Frankencastle was. This was just dumb. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, he was turned black for like a hot second. I can't even remember. They just made him like suddenly the Punisher is black, and it was really offensive. It was really bad. So yeah, this is not Punisher becoming leader of the Hand is not even like the weirdest thing done to the Punisher. Remember when he also got the War Machine armor? Yeah, that happened too. So anyway, let's start with this comic. So the Hand has made Frank Castle the new leader of the Hand, the High Slayer, the Messiah of the Hand. He is the fist of the Hand. And basically what this is Frank Castle now is an army of ninjas, and he's going to war against a cartel. Or not so much cartels, a group of weapons dealers called the Apostles of War. And who is leading them? Would you believe Ares, the god of war? Because that's who it is. Yeah, Ares, the fucking god of war, is the leader of this group. I shit you not. Yeah, Ares, who's been an Avenger, all of that, he's come back and is now like, he's like, what was I thinking? I was trying to be like a good father to Phobos. I was an Avenger and I got killed for it. I need to go back to my roots. I need to be the god of war. So, and I need to reclaim my greatest son, Frank Castle. That's who he refers to in this book as, Frank Castle gave him like the endless war, the war without borders. He was like his messiah, and he's like pissed off at the Hand for doing this. In fact, if you want to be really pedantic, you could make the argument that like Ares is like the voice for the people in the comics, in like the people who read comics who are like, this is really dumb, and it's even like Jason Aaron is using Ares to go, I know it's dumb. That's the point. Because Ares is like, this isn't you, man. You're leading a group of ninjas. You're trying to use a sword. You've got... What? What are you doing, man? I'm trying to save you from that so you can, go around and kill people again. The reason being, if you're wondering why Frank Castle is leading them, is because the Hand has resurrected his wife, Maria. So, yeah. So the Punisher in here is even he's like, I don't know if I believe in this mystic mumbo jumbo, but if it helps me end the war on everything, that's fine. This comic is really damn good. I know I had some doubts on it because I was like, I know why they're doing this, and I know why they're doing this because certain groups have bastardized the Punisher symbol. So he does get a new one in here of like that's representative of the Hand, which I'm like, all right, that makes sense. He'll get his skull back soon. He'll get his classic skull back. And yeah, I kind of like the idea of Frank being in these unknown situations where he just can't shoot his way out of. This is also a very bloody book. This is a very bloody, gory book. That isn't. I'm surprised it wasn't a Max book, but I guess it's for main continuity. What I also like about this book is that they give you like a quote-unquote origin of this book. But it's interesting to note, and it's actually kind of smart because like they point out that the Hand High Priestess who recruited Castle and proclaimed him to be the Messiah of the Hand is that he's altered a lot of his memories, and also like so you don't know what's real or not. Also, it's a nice way of kind of retcon. Like even Aaron's like, yeah, I already know people are going to come along and retcon this at some point, so I'm just going to write these and be like, yeah, they're clearly doctored memories. So if anyone doesn't if this stuff is like retconned, it's like, oh, it was an altered memory by the Hand. Which makes sense, because that's been done before in comics, where the Hand have mentally altered memories of people they've resurrected. Look how many times they did that to Elektra, and I think they did that to Wolverine once. No, twice. So, yeah, it's a gory book. In fact, the final issue, because this is book 1 of the series, I think he said, like Aaron said, this is a 12-issue book. And then someone else is going to take over. But I do like that the 6th issue of this book is straight up just a knockdown, drag-out fight between Frank Castle and Ares. Which is actually, like, that whole fight between Ares and Punisher is literally one of my favorite fights in comics. I have several, like, Sodom Yacht and Superboy Prime's fight from Sinestro Corps War, Hulk and Thor's fight in Thor number 385. I've got a lot of great comic book fights I've always enjoyed, and Ares and Punisher's fight is now one of them. But, yeah, I'm going to say this, and I know some people are going to be like, what? No. If you're a Punisher fan, check this out. Like, definitely check this out. I know a lot of people are going to be hesitant about reading this, but trust me, this is Frank Castle. Through and through. This is Frank Castle, and it is him. It is like a weird era, but like, trust me, Punisher goes through these weird eras. Trust me, as a comic reader, Frank goes through weird eras in his runs. But don't worry, he'll go back to going on the streets and killing drug dealers and pedophiles in the near future. I can assure you on that. But yeah. This is straight up a Punisher book. Jason Aaron knows how to write a bloody, gritty story. And also, it feels still like Frank Castle, even though he's dealing with magic and ninjas and the God of War. Like, you could almost... Like, I kind of want to see Jason Aaron write a book of a God of War comic, because I think God of War is under Vertigo. I think it's under DC or Vertigo. But either way, I would really be down... because he did a really awesome run on Thor, obviously, and after this, I'm like, yeah, I kind of want to see him write a God of War comic. I kind of want to see Jason Aaron write a God of War comic. So there you go, guys. That is my review of Punisher, King of Killers, Book 1. But you guys tell me in the comments below, if you guys have read it, let me know what you thought of it. Chris, thank you again for this book. And once again, if you haven't already, if you're new here, hit the like button, subscribe. Got a lot of cool stuff here, and if you want to, you can hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon for other stuff as well. But other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.